Maybe he wants to see how far Abraham will go to save someone who maybe isn't worth it.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. And let's try an exercise. So imagine that, imagine I'm God, and you are one of the two avenging angels, right? I mean, take your pick, which of the two you want. And because Sodom and Gomorrah have been dealt with, now I'm sending you out, and you can make your own list of cities or places, whatever, cities, countries. Well, let's go with cities that ought to be wiped out. Would you wipe out a few? I mean, can you tell me what should be on the list?
New York.
New York?
Hey.
That would do away with about half of our angels here. But all right, New York. What else?
Where are you from?
What else would you put on the list? So angels, what do you think we should strike next? We've done Sodom, Gomorrah, and New York.
The cities where all the terrorists are, maybe?
Well, like, give me a name. Give me a...
Canada.
Oh yeah, Canada.
That's the country.
The evil Canadians.
The Arabs were.
Wipe out all the Arabs? I'm left without a parish, but fine, alright. Fine, we wipe out the Arab world.
Just the ones who think it's okay to kill a bunch of other people for the religion.
Okay, so we kill all the terrorists.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? New York and all the terrorists.
Oh my god.
The world is a lot better. The world's a lot better. What
Both
else?
sides happy.
Sorry?
Terrorists happy because it's no longer in New York.
Yes,
Happy because no longer
What
terrorists.
about this? I mean, yes, you'd make terrorists very happy. You've done away with New York. But, collateral
But
damage.
doesn't every city have good people in it?
I don't know. I mean, maybe you find one that doesn't.
Why don't the angels try to make the
But
people...
you are the angel. What the angel?
better?
You are the angel.
You are.
I try to make the people better, not destroy them.
Well, your job is to destroy.
I mean, we take out the good people, be like, hey, I'm going to destroy the city tomorrow. You want to go out of here for a second?
Give me a list. Give me a list. What else do you put? We've been silent angels there.
Amsterdam.
Yes.
Las Vegas. Las Vegas. New York, Las Vegas, and the terrorists. What else? Come on.
If we're doing big cities, you might as well wipe out LA.
Okay. Las Vegas,
We're all
LA,
in
New York,
California,
and the
well,
terrorists.
right?
Say what?
All of California.
All of California.
No.
Alright, all
All
of
of it.
California.
Save me.
So this set.
What
Burn
else?
it.
So many churches in California.
Yeah, spare the Romanian churches. They're full of good people.
Yeah, let's wipe out Winnipeg.
Yeah. Come on, 2 or 3 more places. I mean, you're not very
Aviv.
efficient.
Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv? Tel
I'm
Aviv.
not efficient because I don't want to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You're not happy with your
I
job?
don't like to talk about
No, I like New York. Yeah.
That's what should
Thank
be wiped
you.
out.
You're not happy with your job assignment? Angels? I'm disappointed.
We'll do
But,
it anyways.
alright. I should ask you, why did you consent to do this exercise? Why did you not rebel and tell me no from the beginning?
You're God.
And so what?
Your word is greater than your word.
Well, listen, I'm a priest, right? And you are lay people. That sets you at a slight disadvantage because the office of a priest comes with a certain aura. But would you really obey what a priest tells you just because he's a priest? I mean, what if a priest told you to, I don't know, in the
Burn the
name of
Quran.
God, blow up Tel Aviv or the Arab world or New York for that matter?
Find another priest.
Find another priest. Yes.
If a priest says that,
Be okay with
not
it.
be blamed because he has compassion, like most of the...
But see, obedience is to be placed in a certain framework. And that framework is that you're not obeying a human being. You're not obeying blindly, just as faith is not blind. It is enlightened by certain principles, by the covenant first and foremost. And we have a covenant with Christ. And when you look at Christ, you don't obey in things that are completely outside the gospel, contrary to it. You should not obey blindly, just as you should not have blind faith. But fundamentally, I have misled you for this exercise because no one in the Bible or in the story ever suggested that we should be like angels. Who told you you should do the job of these angels? Who is your model in this text?
Abraham.
Abraham is. Remember, we're talking about Abraham. So, no, I'm not one of the angels. The model is Abraham. And remember, Christ said, well, you should do the deeds of Abraham. So what are the deeds of Abraham? What would Abraham have said if I told him, so Abraham, fancy yourself one of the angels, whom would you destroy? Abraham doesn't want to destroy anybody. He is wrestling with God. Talk about obedience. He is wrestling with God. And remember, Abraham is the guy who, when we were there, you heard it. Abraham is the guy to whom God says, go, and he goes. Have a child at 99? Sure, he has a child at 99. Sacrifice your son? Nope, no problem. He does it. But now when it's about Sodom and Gomorrah, now all of a sudden he finds his voice and he struggles with God, and he has all of this. Where does the courage come from to wrestle with God? This kind of chutzpah,
He's
really.
not disobeying exactly. He's just kind of questioning why. I mean, if God wanted to do it, he'd do it anyways. It's not like.
But this is not Abraham, to whom God says, "Go kill your son," and he goes ahead with it. And he never says, "Well, why? Wait a second. This is my son. He's a good boy. Why?"
Well, he expects his son to live afterwards somehow.
Yeah.
True, but with these people, there's such a big difference between Isaac and the people in Sodom and Gomorrah. The scum of the earth, all the bad people do all kinds of things, and these are the guys he wants to rescue.
Well, no, he said he was worried about the righteous. He's like, why should you kill the righteous with the wicked?
Why do you think he brings this up? Look how he talks to God. Don't you find this a little bit of brown nosing?
Yes.
I mean, he tries everything possible. He tries to flatter God. Oh, you're the judge of the earth. You must be just. I mean, if it doesn't work, then perhaps an appeal to Satan. Come on, the righteous, would you not? And then he drives this very interesting bargain. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Obviously, he's looking for some kind of lever, some kind of... He's trying to, how do you call it, twist God's arm. Trying to make God not wipe out Sodom and Gomorrah. Who is more merciful, God or Abraham?
God.
How is God merciful?
Because he's actually listening to Abraham's plea.
Yeah, but isn't it a little bit like the Hulk, in a rage? He wants to destroy everything. And Abraham is the one who tries to hold him. No, please don't. And God is ready to wipe them out. It seems to me that Abraham is the more rational and merciful.
Maybe God was testing him. Maybe God was testing him
How?
to find out how merciful he is. He could have just been like, I'm going to kill these people, and Abraham could be like, okay, go ahead.
I mean, Abraham's
What do you
son
think
will
about
create the nation. So basically what Abraham teaches his son, Isaac will teach his children. And so basically what Abraham, how he is, will influence the rest of the nation. So he wants to see if a good nation will come from Abraham.
Okay. But this idea of testing Abraham, this is very precious. Because if you look at the text the way it's told, just forget we're talking about God. Say the character God. Because this is God as he is putting on a show, if you want. Playing dumb, first of all, saying, I don't really know if it's so bad in Sodom and Gomorrah. And Abraham, who knows how it is in Sodom and Gomorrah, says, if he's going to Sodom, that's the end of it. He's going to, obviously, there's nothing that you can actually bring as an excuse. They're done. And God plays dumb at that point. Then God tells Abraham of his plan. As you said, he informs him he's going to wipe this out. Why does he do this? And he gives Abraham this very high podium. He says, Abraham is important. Abraham will become father of many nations. So of course I'm not going to hide my plans from Abraham. So Abraham basically is given access, as it were, to God's plans. He's taken into God's counsel, elevated to the rank of an angel to whom God discloses certain things. I'm going to wipe them out.